the application process for the 2019 Emergency Management Performance Grant.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Next item is a consideration and possible approval of a service agreement with ThyssenKrupp Elevator Corporation for elevator maintenance. Barry, you want to help us with this one?
Commissioners, you have a service contract agreement for the elevator at the new 7th District Court building. Also, there's an amended, changed one for this building as well. What they've done is by bringing on another building, they're packaging it to give us a cheaper rate on this building as well. So it's a 48-month term contract to do those servicing of the elevator. And there was a provision in there about insurance for them. They've recommended we've crossed that out based on historical contracts with Carbon County, so we can cross that out and just initial that. So if you have any questions about that.
I reviewed it also. It does provide that we are to indemnify them if they're sued, except in the event of their own negligence or their own causing of something. So I'm okay with that provision. And the cost, when I first started looking at these elevator contracts, when I started helping the county out back in 2005, I was pretty shocked at the cost, but we are required to have it. If we're going to operate an elevator, we have to have a contract and a maintenance agreement in order to even have an elevator. And there's only a certain number of providers of this service. It's one of those things you can't really get around, and so it is what it is. But I've looked at it and I don't have any legal concerns about it.
One question I had is this contract is for a gold service agreement contract. Do they have different levels, or is this just kind of the standard that the county has done?
That's actually a valid question. I don't know the answer to. I could follow up with that. The current service contract that with 7th District Court came with the construction of the building, and so that's now expiring. So they've given us another free month to basically get a new contract in place. But if you'd like, maybe we could do an approval of this based on, unless there's a cheaper option.
I'm not saying that. I just, this was the only contract that we saw, and there's just a lot of items that are not covered on that, and that was kind of my concern. If there was another, like this is gold, so is there a platinum? Is there a copper? You know?
Sure. You know, and that's one thing I really don't like about this, any of the elevator service contracts we have with any of the manufacturers, is travel is not covered, and they charge an exorbitant amount of travel fee of any other vendor I deal with. So it's kind of like Christian said, it's one of these things we have to do, but they kind of stick it to you.
Sure. Yeah, there's just, like I said, there's just a lot of items that are not covered, which I would kind of expect to be part of a contract. But
basically, we contract with them that we're going to call them.
right.
So
Do they have a routine time they have to come and check them? Inspect them?
There is a scheduled service that they do annually, I believe. And then anything outside of that is a as-called basis.
Questions?
I don't have any questions. And you said this, well, I will back up. I have one question. You did say this was 48-month contract?
It is. So the current one with the 7th District Court will be a 48-month. The one that we're currently in now with this building, I think we're 2 years into it. And so we'll just adjust the existing 2 years to the new rate. So.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Now I don't have any further questions. So I'll make a motion that we approve the service agreement with ThyssenKrupp Elevator Corp.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Barry. Why don't you come get this and go home? You'll make a special.
So I just want to formally acknowledge Bonnie Chavez for all of the work that she has done at the East Carbon Senior Center. Been an exemplary employee, always going above and beyond to help the seniors out there, and we'll sorely miss her and those that are going to be taking over in her stead will have large shoes to fill, but they will still be receiving the same service and everything that they have been, and so we're appreciative to her and also to the commissioners for allowing us to continue with the East Carbon Senior Center. So thank you, and I'll make sure that we present this to her. She's having the East Carbon Seniors wanted to do something for her next week, so I'll make sure that she gets that there. So thank you so very much.
Maybe let us know when it is. Maybe one of us can go up with it.
Certainly, I'll let you know. Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you, Robbie. Okay, next item is the consideration and possible approval of the Four Corners Behavioral Health Fiscal Year 2020 Area Plan.
Hello.
Karen, welcome.
Thank you. So I'm here presenting the area plan. This is our, by state statute, we're required to write all the services we're going to provide in the 3 counties. The board of Four Corners has approved this plan, and we just, in our interlocal agreement, each county commissioner or county council person needs to sign off on the plan. So I'm here for signature.
Okay. Well, we can give you 2 of them.
Okay, 2 works. Then I'll come
We'll use
back
our
to
left
you,
hand
Casey.
for Casey or
We'll
something.
we probably need a motion to accept this plan.
Okay, I will make a motion for the approval of the Four Corners Behavioral Health Fiscal Year 2020 Area Plan.
And I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
So I'll leave this here.
We'll get it back to you.
Casey sends it.
Thanks, Karen, here for everything
Thank
you
you,
do.
Karen.
Thank you.
Next item is the agreement with Waste and Water Logistics for vault toilet cleaning. And we still had some questions on that, and Casey was trying to round information up before he left, and I don't think he got it all.
I didn't hear.
So maybe we ought to table this until he gets back, and him and Tina were trying to work some details out. The contract amount had gone up a little bit from what Tina was used to seeing, so
Okay.
they were.
I will make a motion then that we table the wastewater logistics vault toilet cleaning proposal.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yeah,
Yes.
we can put it back on the agenda for then if you would. Jeannie, thank you. Last item is ordinance number 516, allowing incidental, not indigent, excuse me, incidental personal use of county property. Christian?
And Commissioners, just for the record, we've actually assigned ordinance number 516 to another item that has not yet been approved. So if we can have the minutes reflect that this is actually going to be ordinance number 517. And we'll just reserve that other number for the other item. Commissioners, as you're aware, this last legislative session, the legislature passed House Bill 163, which makes personal use of public property and public monies a felony unless that personal use is otherwise authorized by the county through an ordinance. And so this is intended to be an ordinance in direct response to House Bill 163, which states that personal use of an incidental nature or of a de minimis nature is authorized by the county. It provides that county employees can use personal property to which they are assigned for very in a de minimis way, meaning that use is not to disrupt the primary purpose of the use of the public property. It's not to hinder any other county function or other county business or disrupt anybody else trying to perform their job. It allows for employees to use public property as long as it does not incur any additional costs to Carbon County, as long as it's done during non-working hours, and on the public property where the actual property is to be located. The ordinance does not allow for any use, of course, of any public monies, and the use of the public property cannot be used for commercial use or to obtain revenue or otherwise be used for a business or to obtain any profit. So we've set forth in the ordinance a few examples of the kind of personal use that would be authorized. Some of those examples are the use of a county-issued cell phone to speak to family members, or to conduct or to call during an emergency. So we do have people in our county who are issued cell phones, who have the kind of sometimes work different hours, sometimes they're out on the road a lot, and it's important they be able to stay in touch with family or with and be able to conduct some limited family business by the use of that cell phone, or to use those for emergencies. County issued automobiles can be used to drop off family members or children on the way to work, drop off a family member that's not more than 2 miles out of the way into work. So there's several instances issued like that. So the point of it is to ensure that that kind of use that doesn't otherwise get in the way of the use of the property or anybody else doing their job, and that doesn't add any expense or deterioration to the county's public property, that type of use is to be allowed. And so this is the ordinance. Other counties are passing similar ordinances. We're supposed to have this in place by July 1st.
Thank you.
And Christian, I would say too, this is in response to a county, I believe it was Daggett or somebody up north, that had an incident. The state proposed a new ordinance or law, and I would say it was a bit overdone, pretty aggressive, and it is being revisited, as I understand.
That is correct. There's probably going to be some changes to the actual to the code provisions made in a special session. It's important to note that the use of county monies or county funds has always been specifically prohibited, but use of county property specifically has not always been prohibited. It should be noted, our county has always had a policy, and we have a written policy now in effect already, that says county property is not to be used for personal use or for other business use. So that's already not allowed. That has already been discouraged, and we already don't allow that. But this just makes it clear that, if you have county issued property, if you have a cell phone, you could make a call to a family member. You can use your, if you have a stapler, you can staple something if you need to for personal use. I mean, de minimis use is to be allowed, and we want to make it clear that nobody's going to be in trouble for that kind of use.
If there's no more questions, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the ordinance number 517, allowing incidental personal use of county property.
Okay, I will make that motion to adopt the ordinance to allow personal use of county property, and ordinance number 517.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Are there any other items anybody has tonight? If not,
I'll move that we adjourn.
see you next time.